Hey, it's been a while since I did a video. Hey, it's your boy D-Rose LS1 here with another video. And today I want to talk about, again, it's like the third or fourth time I've been talking about the game of the year 2024. But this is an important game of the year for me. Because the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, man. Rebirthal is a very high contender this year. And I wanted to give my thoughts on if I still think it is the game of the year this year. Astrobot has came and, you know, took the world by storm with the Metacritic score. Got the highest Metacritic score of any game this year, besides the Elden Ring DLC, which doesn't count. So on glance, people would say that, you know, Astrobot should win. Do I think it should win? No. I don't think it should win. And also, the Metacritic scores, while most of the time it is a key figure, it's a game-winning game of the year. That was the thing with you know, with God of War and Elden Ring. The 2 years previously, Elden Ring had a higher score than that. But here, even though Astrobot has a higher critical score than not Elden Ring, than Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Rebirth had more reviewers of the game. Also don't mean anything, because Elden Ring had less reviewers than God of War Ragnarok, and it still, you know, ended up beating God of War Ragnarok. But no, I think 100% Final Fantasy VII Rebirth should win Game of the Year. And I'm gonna take it a step further and say Final Fantasy VII Rebirth needs to win Game of the Year. And usually, Game of the Year award usually is not that important, because it's always up to your opinion on how a game feel, and no award of what game you feel is going to like get you off what you think is the game of the year. But this year is important for this game prominently, because there's been a lot of controversy with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. At launch, people was loving it. As time goes on, people's having their issues with the game. Sales are not good for Rebirth. Main reason why the sales are not good is PlayStation exclusivity, and also people not liking that Final Fantasy is not turn-based anymore, and they don't feel like this game is faithful to the Final Fantasy franchise. And the best Final Fantasy game, Final Fantasy VII. I would disagree with that point, because everything that's in Rebirth is the same, even though the fighting mechanics are different. Everything in the game is still here. They just added certain things, and also the ending is kind of different, but it ended in the same conclusion as the original game. So the people, the world, the people, the critics, I assume, are going to pick Astrobot to win. I'm assuming that. The people, the overall people, the world, and the fans, they don't think Astrobot is the game of the year. People think it's Rebirth or Wukong. You think I'm lying? Look on the internet, look on Game of the Year posts, look on the IGN list. The top two are Wukong and, you know, Rebirth. Fucking Astrobot is not even in the top 5. But, you know, everybody's on Astrobot's cock right now. So it is, I mean, all the critics are on Astrobot's cock right now. to where, yes, they will probably try to slide it to win Game of the Year. But also, I don't think that that's only the case of why they would try to pick it. We gotta be honest, niggas do not like Final Fantasy. Niggas hate on Final Fantasy. And even though Astrobot as a platformers don't usually win Game of the Year's awards, JRPGs don't either. And you can see with all the critics and all these niggas that they don't even consider Rebirth a fucking contender, which is strange to me. They always, when they bring up a Game of the Year discussion, now they add Astrobot in that conversation, but they don't even discuss Rebirth in the conversation. They bring up fucking Wukong and Helldivers 2. I'm sorry to tell you niggas. I'm sorry to tell you fanboys. And I'm not gonna cap. I think the shit, I'm gonna say something controversial. I think the playoff on IGN now it's botted. It's getting botted now. Because, bro, yesterday I seen fucking Rebirth was beating Wukong by like 4%. Now fucking Wukong is beating fucking Rebirth for the Game of the Year playoff by like 10-15%. It's like out of 86 right now. Out of fucking nowhere. It's fucking nuts. Within a span of a day. I'm like, what the fuck? But I'm sorry to tell you guys, Wukong is not winning Game of the Year. I'm sorry to bust your bubble, but no, it has no chance of winning Game of the Year. Helldivers 2, no chance. So I don't know why they keep bringing this discussion up. Matter of fact, I'll take that back. I understand, because it is a opinion-based thing to where you feel what is your Game of the Year. And they probably think that these were the best games this year. I don't think so. I think the best game this year, period, point blank, is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Period. And it has been the best game for the entire year. I have not played Astrobot. That's the only game I haven't played this year. I have not played Astrobot. Also, to be fair, I'm not into platformers like that. I try more. The only platformers I usually play is like certain Mario games. I did not play Mario Odyssey. They comparing a lot of this to Mario Odyssey. And for a platformer, if that's fun for you, that's fun. That's not my thing. I'm an RPG nigga. I am an RPG nigga, and this is it. To me, it blew everything out of the water. Everything I've played this year has not compared to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and niggas can hate all they want on it, and the hate is why I think that ultimately they're not going to give fucking Rebirth the dub. And why I say it needs to win Game of the Year, because if it wins Game of the Year, the sales can increase drastically. That could be a big improvement. Also, niggas are going around talking about Final Fantasy is fucking dead. They're losing all hope for Final Fantasy. If they can win the Game of the Year, that can give hope for Square Enix, where they already confirmed that they're cutting the PlayStation exclusivity, where they're going back to multi-platformers. But I don't want to see my fucking favorite franchise go away. People are saying, there's multiple videos you're seeing on the internet where people are basically saying that Final Fantasy is dead. And if a fucking Final Fantasy game win Game of the Year, it wouldn't be considered fucking dead. You wouldn't think. And this is the front runner contender in the world. Final Fantasy VII is still the front runner to win Game of the Year, even with the Astrobot critic score. You know, even if Final Fantasy VII Rebirth don't win, it should win at least, it should have at least the most awards for the fucking night. If that doesn't happen, if there's a game that gets more awards than Final Fantasy VII fucking Rebirth, with the amazing combat mechanics, the amazing soundtrack, the amazing narrative, not including the ending, and the art, all this shit. If Final Fantasy VII does not win most of the awards for this night, I will be shocked and I will call bullshit on that. I will also be shocked if it don't win Game of the Year, but it's looking highly unlikely. I would want, and I feel it should happen. The Final Fantasy VII Rebirth should win the Game of the Year. The reason it might not also is because of the ending. The ending is, the ending overall as a whole, it ain't as bad as the ending where most people are upset about. Most people were upset with how they handled Aerith's death. I'm telling you right now, Square Enix, if you just only had Aerith with the same death that she had in the original game, without all the confusion and, you know, all the other bullshit of is she alive, is she not alive, the whole confusion shit, the Nomura shit, the Nomura sauce, it would have been praised even more. Because I looked at this ending recently. Oh my, bruh. Nobody can fucking tell me fucking Cloud teaming up with Zack, it was not the coolest shit you ever seen in video game history. That was one of the most, like, that was a goosebump moment of the fucking ages. That was one of the craziest experiences I ever felt in a video game, because I know the history and the lore. Like I'm saying, if you don't know the history and the lore and the fucking Easter eggs of that scene, if you not played Crisis Core, if you not played the original Final Fantasy, it might not hit for you. It hit for me. I played all those games. And I did not know, I was not spoiled, I did not know it was gonna happen. Bro, when he tapped fucking Cloud and fucking them niggas teamed up and he in his stance, fucking Cloud is in his stance and they were looking up at Sephiroth, bro, that was, go look at that was one of the greatest moments in video game history, period. And also, it was just an experience. The game was a total, like, experience in and throughout that I did not expect it was going to be. Some people would say it was bloated. I disagree with that. I do feel that some mini games did need to be taken out of the game. Yes, I do agree with that. But it still had the same feel of the game. Soundtrack was fucking on point. Combat was on point. Secret bosses was on point. Everything. This was just, to me, it is the greatest game of 2024, period. And yes, even though Astro Bot as a platform might be like great, I don't think, even if I didn't play it, I still wouldn't think that it should be Rebirth. I think Rebirth needs this win, like 100% needs this win. I'm not on no fraudulent shit. It deserves it. It definitely fucking deserves it. I'm not saying that it doesn't deserve it, and I'm not saying that Astrobot don't deserve it. I just feel that Rebirth needs it more than actually Astrobot. But since Jeff Keighley, or is it Jeff Keighley? Whatever his name is, the runner of the awards, he is a PlayStation fan. And Astrobot is a first-party PlayStation game. So I'm guessing he would slide with the Astrobot niggas. And it's a voting thing, so we don't know what happened. We will have to see how the voters feel about this. And the 10% voters, it's gonna, I don't know about the 10% voters, because they might put some bullshit and have like Wukong as the winner of the vote. at the what's the name vote, the fan vote, the 10% fan vote. But the 10% fan vote should go to Rebirth, because besides Wukong, that we know is not going to win, Wukong is not. I'm sorry, Wukong is not winning. Stellar Blade is not winning. I'm sorry. End of that. But giving it to Wukong, I feel like will be a waste of fucking time. It will be a waste of fucking time, because it's not. Rebirth should get the 10% fan vote of this shit, and it will be up to the critics to decide if it should win a game of the year or not. And that's the spooky part, because the critics, I know, like the main critics there, they have a sour taste with Final Fantasy shit. They have a sour, and they're gonna fuck over Final Fantasy. They get Astrobot to where niggas never wanted Final Fantasy VII Rebirth to win in the first place, but it was clearly the best game this year, so they have to get his credit. And I was like, okay, this Astrobot shit, I see a lot of people, you know, connecting with it and liking it. The critics like connecting and liking with it, but so let's slide the Astrobot to the dub. But that's all I gotta say. I do think Rebirth should win. I still think it should be the clear front runner. The people still think it's the clear front runner. That and Wukong, but we know Wukong's not winning, so the clear front runner is to the people is Rebirth. But we'll see what will happen at the Game Awards. Thanks everybody for watching, like and subscribe, and I'm out.